Hey, what's up everyone? This is Drew and I want to welcome you back to Learn How to See Better. And today I'm excited to be publishing this episode from Phoenix, Arizona. Yep, I'm back on the ground and it's about 24 hours since the wheels touched down safely and uneventfully. And I'm very gracious to be back in Phoenix, back home with family, and just getting the time to reflect a little bit on the past few days' events. And I had a fantastic time being out of town and immersed in some great knowledge and training. And one of the things I want to bring to you today that's related to that event and really to all events specifically that we attend for personal betterment, whether it's education, whether it's more personal development related, it could just be a inspirational, motivational getaway just to make positive change in your life, and any myriad or variation of sorts. But the idea that's so critical that I think it's lost in all of it is what we must do is take action on the benefit that we received. We must take action on what we've just acquired, the asset that we've just gained. And I think that there's a special component of that goes unrealized. And I think I heard a stat once that said, 80% of people that attend an event where they learn something new, powerful, life-changing, and let's say it's an event that you take notes at, right? That you capture some of that information in written form. 80% of people never review the notes again. Isn't that crazy? 80%. And so you can imagine how that kind of translates into the results that you actually get, or what you actually take away and put to work. And so one of the things that I learned a little while back that I was sharing with the group of people at the event was just that there is a small window of time. It's literally like 48 hours, 72 hours at most, that if we don't take action on something powerful and new that we've learned that excites us and has really just altered our mental state and our view of what we have possible to us, if we don't do it in a short window of time afterward, it doesn't happen. It's not going to happen. The opportunity is gone. And so when you combine those two things, right? First, going back and looking at your notes right away, if you take notes or any kind of recording, audio clip you might have on your phone or something simple like that, or pictures you took that might, draw up other experiences, maybe with people you met, or, social media exchanges from new connections. You want to tap back into that. And it's so critical because it helps to cement the knowledge once you're removed from the event, right? It's kind of like, you go and have a great workout at the gym, assuming you did a nice cool down, or even if you didn't, it's like, go home and get a stretch in, right? Go home and stretch that next day if you went heavy on the legs, because you're going to need to and be able to walk anyway. But those, just those simple of examples, if you've been to a powerful event that really moves you, once you remove yourself from that magical environment, it's kind of like the video game Super Mario Brothers. Remember, we used to play Super Mario Brothers as a kid. If you're old enough to even know who Super Mario is, you run around and you could punch a brick, and a magical star would appear, right? And if you jumped and got the magical star, what would happen is you became invincible for 30 seconds, and the music would change and speed up, and and you would just run through all the bad guys, and you could just run fast, throw fireballs if you were small or tall, and you just crash through all the enemies. As long as you didn't jump into a pit, you were good to go. And then after about 30 seconds, the music would slow back down, and you're right back to just regular Mario. And so you had this window of opportunity once you united with the thing that lit you up, to take full advantage of that energy, that newfound power. It's no different, you could say the same for Pac-Man, and when he's running around running from the ghost, but you get that power pellet and boom, for a limited time, those ghosts are in fear because you're fully empowered. And that's what going to a great event can do for you. That's what going to a great event can empower you to do. With the obstacles in your own world, you just smash right through them. All of a sudden, the things you used to run from are running from you, because your power, your determination, the effort and energy you're putting into the world is just repelling all the fear. It's like you walk into a dark room and shine the light. All the dark has to retreat into the corner. It's running from the light, right? So you have to do something with it, because once that light's gone, the darkness can return. You don't want to be on, you don't want to hit the nitro button and then just run out of gas, right? You got to take something from that event with you so that you can keep charged up, because, without the action to go with it, the action cures the fear. You went and unlocked the secrets, right? You went and got the superpower. You've unleashed the power within. Whatever you did to get your star power, you've done it. Now you have to do something with it, and you have to do something with it quickly. It's not like you say, all right, I learned some great things, and I think I'll put these high-paced action items on my list for, sometime next Thursday or maybe the Tuesday following. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to take action literally immediately. Do a brain dump on a little, even the airplane flight napkin, right? If you have to, grab a pen and just jot down your biggest ahas, or before you go to bed that night, maybe you can take a moment to capture some of those ideas and just sit there and brainstorm and think about, wow, what were the most significant things that affected me, right? Because your brain does so much processing when you sleep at night to process the day's events, to kind of filter and make sense of it all. When you've been fire hosed, you've made new connections, you've got excited about something that can really be a difference maker in your world, you don't want to lose that and just have it be something that happened into your day. I've talked about that in the past, about when you learn how to see better, one major component is reflection. What went on today? Let's run back the tapes. What's happened? What's going on that's been significant for me that I need to take note of, or that I need to do differently, right? And when you attend a powerful event meant to change your life for the better, it's what you do after the event that makes all of the difference, but you must do it quickly. And I'm so adamant about that because I've been to several events over the last decade, and I can tell you from firsthand experience the ones that made the most positive impact, because they all get you jazzed up and ready to go because they're great events and they're worth multiples of the price paid to attend in most instances. But if you lose your power, if you lose your star power before you take action, now you're just regular little Mario, you're regular Pac-Man running from the ghosts again. And you haven't done anything significant to move the needle. And that's the purpose of attending the event in the first place. In several different, business industries, they'll tell you time and time again, attending these events will move and accelerate your business. You leapfrog by months, right? Because you get immersed in that content, you get immersed in that, and you pick up that contagious belief. You hear the other success stories. You get to share your struggles. You get to share your successes, and those successes can be contagious and ignite someone else's flame. So it's like everyone's setting each other on fire with all the goodness that they're bringing, and then you are fully enabled to just go out there and take over. But if we miss the opportunity and fail to recognize this subtle mistake of not having the urgency to have the application of knowledge very quickly, literally like immediately, then we can fall victim to the same old routine of regular everyday life. And not to paint the picture that your regular everyday life is like, oh my goodness, the drudgery. But if we let sometimes some of the monotony or the cycle that's different from what you've just experienced, don't get lulled back into a routine if you don't have a routine that's really serving you to be your best you. I've talked about that as well in the past. Your strength is in the routine. But what you're essentially doing is supercharging that routine to break out of your mold, take the action items that you got from this amazing event and go put them in place. Make those calls, contact those people, follow up, review your notes, do the things that you understand that the event probably enabled you with is the power to say, you do this, this, and this, and this, and you will move forward. You will have some success in the things that you're doing. This could be any area of life. It doesn't have to be business. The one I was at was business related, but I say this for life, right? You get back from who knows? It could be like a strengthen your marriage type event. They're going to teach you techniques. I would imagine, I've heard some of these things. They're going to teach you techniques and things you can practice, with your spouse or significant other to be able to strengthen the relationship and start to build new habits. But if you just go back to doing what you've been doing that had you feeling down enough to say we need this event to help pick us up and lift us up and empower us, then we've worked against ourselves. And that's what I'd hate to see is us not recognize the sensitivity of that small window, because we could mess around and have a busy Monday, Tuesday, and say, oh, well, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll get around to doing the stuff that I learned about last weekend. And then something comes up. Next thing you know, trying to review notes or take action by Friday or Saturday of the week after you're home, it's like 9 times out of 10, you've lost it. You missed it. You missed the opportunity. And if you don't attend events regularly, then you're not going to have another near-term opportunity to get charged up. And sometimes it's like these events can come right at the time when we need them most. So you really want to capitalize on that by saying, hey, I'm not going to blow this. I'm charged up. I'm on fire right now. You guys can probably hear it in my voice. I'm in the same capacity. I've already been reviewing my notes, putting together my action plan, sharing all these great things that I've learned with my spouse and just the great people that I met and the experiences I had. It's overwhelming. I have to reel myself in because I could just blab on and on for what I experienced over the last few days. But the main nugget I would want everyone to take away from this is it doesn't have to be specifically event related, but let's just say you finish reading a great book. Wow, what are you going to do with that knowledge? You just went to a great, church sermon. Wow, what are you going to do to change your life spiritually and start to build new habits? Wow, you just went to a business event and made great new you made great new connections and you learned great new content. Okay, work with those connections, reach back out, stimulate their mind as to the benefit, as to how you might both be able to enjoy a continued blossoming of a new relationship, right? Because everyone's got other things going on and our attention's being pulled in different directions, but making sure we reach back out before you get forgotten about and making sure that you go and do the things that you said you would long after the mood that you said them in has passed. That's what real commitment is, okay? So some of this is about commitment, it's about action, it's about motivation, it's about crushing your goals once you've got them set and taking action quickly once you have that motivating event. So that's just something I wanted to share briefly after I'm coming back to Arizona pretty charged up, and I hope anybody that's listening that can relate, you know what to do now, and you're probably already doing it. But if not, this is just something that I think is one of the biggest things that I've learned about attending educational and motivational events is that we must within a very small time frame, immediately to within the first 48 hours, take specific actions towards knocking down the barriers in your world, because you have the superpower. You are charged up with the invincibility that is only good for a limited time. And then it's back to your vulnerability and your what do you call it, mortality in the sense of being this unstoppable beast of sorts. So I hope you can take something from that. And if you're going to an event soon, great. You know what to do. If you just got back from an event, great. If you feel like you've missed the opportunity, there's probably some hacks you can use to resurrect it. Go dig up those notes now. The best time you could have did was in those first 48 hours. The second best time is today, right? So keep that in mind. Go out there, make it happen, and hopefully this just serves as a friendly reminder that this is one of the life hacks and business hacks that you can have to get a little extra value out of the investment that you've already made. Putting it into place immediately in that first window will do wonders for you to multiply your results quickly. So with that said, I will catch you on the next episode. Be sure to share that with somebody that could benefit from it. Thanks.